Today, I just wanted to offer up a few reminders that I feel like we all need to hear a lot when it comes to who we are and how God has made us, and that we have a purpose and we have a reason for being who we are, and that we have a God that loves us. And these verses are coming from the Old Testament. The first one is in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. And this is when God is speaking to Jeremiah as he's telling him how he's about to be a prophet. And God says to him, "Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew who you were. And before you were born, I consecrated you to be a prophet over all the nations." In the book of Psalms, chapter 139, this is verses 13 through 14, the psalmist states that I know that it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Today, we are reminded that we are not a mistake. We may have been a surprise to our parents, but we were not a surprise to God. God knew us even before we were formed. Even before we were put into our mother's womb and before we were born, God knew us. He knew our strengths. He knew our weaknesses. He knew our things that we're just going to be naturally good at. He knew how we were going to look. All of those things, the great creator that created all things that you see around, all of these wonderful and beautiful things, this same God, the same creator, created you. And you are not a mistake. And you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Can we embrace that? Can we understand that? Can we hear that and it enable us to love actually who we are? And when I say love who we are, love ourselves in a healthy way, not a egotistical way, not a narcissistic way, not a way that's bad, but in a way that's good, and be thankful for who we are. Friends, some of the most happy people I've ever seen are the people that actually are content and happy with who they are and how God has made them. And some of the most unhappy people I've ever seen are people that constantly criticize themselves and just can't love themselves. You are not a mistake. You are made for a purpose. You are made for a reason. You are made specifically how you are from the divine creator found in Jesus Christ. Can we be thankful for that this day? And can we seek after God and we seek after His approval and not the approval of this world that just comes and goes depending on what they feel like? Be thankful for who you are, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Amen.